What's going on, everybody? It's Graham. Welcome back to the channel, and I am back with another video. And today I kind of want to do another PSA video, but they're PSAs from the 80s, 70s, and 80s that kind of had a mascot. And so when we get into these, you'll know exactly what we're talking about, to where it was one thing about PSAs, but it was another thing when they had a mascot to go along with it, to where when you saw that mascot, you knew what it was going to be about. Each one of these had several, dozens of different videos. Maybe one day I'll just do a one hour long video without me talking, and just one right after the other, one after the other. But these are things that I still remember to this day. And I wonder if, we should bring them back. You say, well, kids don't sit and watch TV that much anymore. Well, they watch YouTube, and most people don't have YouTube Premium, so the commercials are going to pop up. However, I don't think that it's really public service announcements are out to make money, obviously, and it's going to cost money to run those commercials. But they seem to work with me as a kid. I always remember these now at the age of 50. They still stick in my mind. And so we'll see. You let me know what you think. So let's get into this with Larry and Vince.
Don't you love that safe, free feeling you get in a pickup truck, Larry?
Yeah, nothing but you, me, the open road, a deer.
Yeah! A cow! Yeah! An ostrich! The village people! The village people?
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Especially in pickup trucks.
I didn't know the village people were doing a road tour.
Good old Larry and Vince, right? The crash test dummies. Didn't they turn that into a cartoon temporarily, a Saturday morning cartoon? I meant to look that up before I started, but then I just spaced out. But if they did or they didn't, and drop a comment below. But yeah, the crash test dummies, dozens of different commercials that they did from the 80s all into the 90s, I think the late 90s. And just a great, campaign to get people to wear their seatbelts. Obviously, as you know, growing up in the 70s and 80s, in the 70s, it wasn't really a law for a seatbelt. We drove everywhere without one. I've been in car accidents, head-on collisions. I broke my chest with a drunk driver hitting me, or my sternum, I should say. And I was wearing a seatbelt, and it had airbags, and yet I still broke my chest. So it just makes you wonder, was it the airbag or was it the seatbelt that was strapped across my chest that caused my chest to break? So they do save lives, obviously. But we drove cross country in my mom's car all the time without one. But this was a really good campaign to get people to wear their seatbelts. And some of those are pretty brutal in a fun way, where it shows them going through the windshield and whatnot. So it's pretty effective without having to see something gory or bloody. So moving right along, this is another one. There was tons and tons of these back in the day. And then now, I don't want to give it away, but Sam Elliott is the voice of this particular mascot now, which is kind of cool. He's got the perfect voice for it. But now they're starting to bring these commercials back, and I think that's cool. And so this was one that I hadn't seen before. This one's a little bit more serious and long. These things were like a minute long at times, some 30 seconds, some a minute. But this one is a good one. Take a listen.
Mr. Trumbull's under arrest for a felony.
Excuse me, I'm Mrs. Trumbull. Do you know where my husband is?
He's in the booking room right over there.
Just empty your pockets, please,
I was with my daughter.
Are you all right?
Sir, can I have your business address, please? Yes, 2107 Doral in Glenview.
Stand still, sir. Face front. Thank you.
All right, right this way, sir. Joe, would you call my automobile late?
Yeah.
Give your right thumb.
Very embarrassing. I've never been in trouble in my
Index
life.
finger, please.
You're allowed one telephone call. If you wish to call your attorney, you may.
Your Dick's
It's at
number.
home. I'll call
Right this way, sir.
Yes, please call him.
I will.
Okay, let's go.
And I'll need your belt and your shoes.
Why? There must be some kind of a mistake, officer. I'm not a criminal.
In here.
It was an accident. I didn't mean to start a fire.
If you're guilty of starting a forest fire, even accidentally, you'll pay.
So Smokey the Bear. Again, they're bringing those back. Sam Elliott, the actor, is the voice of them. Again, he's got kind of the perfect voice. But yeah, Smokey the Bear. So we have Vince and Larry, the crash test dummies. We have Smokey the Bear, and very effective in commercials. Even you can help prevent forest fires, right? Still remember that to this day. If you're new here, I like to read comments from past videos. And again, I always put the screenshot and a link in the description to that video that you can go and watch after you watch this one. So this video, or this comment, came from my last video that I did about 1983 and the Cabbage Patch frenzy that happened. And so this individual, I believe it's Mike, says, Cabbage Patch Kids and Transformers, parents were scrambling to find Optimus Prime. And again, as I mentioned in that video, if you go back and watch it, I was in He-Man, and but yes, Transformers was huge at that time. And as I mentioned in the comment, most of the time these toy manufacturers did that deliberately. You have Optimus Prime, which is the main one that everybody wants, but yet it's almost like they made they made it like everybody went out and bought it. But I think they deliberately didn't manufacture as many so they can hype up desire and get people to go into a frenzy to try to get it. And it kind of reminds me of that movie Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where Turbo Man, they were all out of Turbo Man, and you know, but they had his little sidekick, and nobody wanted the sidekick dolls. So thank you for the comment. And so once again, that link will be in the description. You can go and check it out. So let's get back into this. So we have the crash test dummies. We have Smokey the Bear. And this is probably got to be my favorite. Once again, dozens of commercials or PSAs from all different types of different crimes, I should say. So good old McGruff, the crime dog.
You know, the gill straps aren't really moving. They're being robbed. These crooks know the gill straps are out of town, so they're trying to move the gill straps permanently. They figure they look like movers, they act like movers, so who's gonna know? The Joneses. They know.
Dad, aren't the gill straps in Toledo?
I think they're being robbed. Should we call the police?
Call the police.
See, the Joneses know. If they don't tell the cops now, the gill straps will have to tell them later.
Hello, this is Harry.
Meanwhile, these fellas are eating lunch, about a block away.
Car 21.
Hey, hot pastrami. That looks very good.
35 in progress.
10-4.
Take it easy, huh?
How about that? Know what it takes to stop a crime? Your help and your neighbors. Find out more. Write to Box 6600, Rockville, Maryland, and help take a bite out of crime.
See, once again, another catchphrase that sticks in our brains. Take a bite out of crime. And again, there's the McGruff in the cartoon version. And then they had the full costume, which reminds me of the Daft Punk video where, you know, one of the characters in there is basically like a McGruff the crime dog. But yeah, they had all different types, from drugs to abductions to, I mean, just you name it. Oh, they had one for mail fraud, which was a very interesting one as well. Just a litany of different ones that I guess, you know, they were just trying to, you know, educate us as kids about crime and to keep an eye out. And a cool way to do it is with, you know, McGruff the crime dog. So I don't know, is he still around? Do they still have that? Anyway, drop a comment below of your favorite McGruff the crime dog commercial that you remember growing up as a kid, and maybe I can feature that one in a future video. So it's got a couple more. This one is one that I had kind of forgot about, and then just doing through some searches kind of found it. And let's see if you remember this as well.
I'm Woodsy Owl, and I'm here to tell you about a dirty word, pollution. Help Woodsy spread the word. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Don't paint or write off buildings. That's pollution.
Give a hoot, don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Turn your radio down. That's noise pollution.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
I like that one. There's tons of them online, but I particularly like that one because the girl turned down the radio and say, "Turn down your radio. That's noise pollution." Because how many of you have been at the gas station pumping gas, and then there's that dude that just drives up in a brand new truck, 4-door truck, and it's 115 degrees in Texas. You know that truck has air conditioning, but they have all of the windows down, and then they're basing out or playing some stupid ass music as if everybody at the gas station and within a block radius wants to hear it, and they don't turn it down. They get out, they pump their gas. To me, that's just super annoying. Even to this day, I jam out, I rock out my car really loud, but if I'm at a gas station or even at the car wash, I don't have my radio on, or I turn it down if my windows are down. Just, I don't know. Is it I don't want them to hear what I'm listening to, or is it because I saw a lot of commercials like that growing up as a kid and I'm just being respectful to other people's space? So I don't know. But I do that. And this one, most of those commercials were always about pollution. So I found this one pretty interesting that, some little girl, "Hey, turn your radio down. It's noise pollution." Kind of came across a little bitchy, but it was effective. And so we're going to go into one more comment. And this comment was from the Gen X reacts to the mother that got arrested for letting her kid walk less than a mile. This one is Rambo, cool name, says, "If the streets are not safe for a mile, it's the problem of the police who are not doing their job." It's a great point. Now, we obviously know police can't be everywhere at all times, but if you are in a small town like that and, a kid can't walk 3/4 of a mile to the store and there's all of this crime, then that in a way, I agree, is the police's fault for that. So again, that link to the video will be in the description box below to where you can go and watch that video if you have not seen it yet. So last but not least, I saved this one for last because I think we all remember these. Now, going into it's 2024, we know that there is an obesity epidemic in the country, especially in the United States. Now, before, I used to say that people were fat because they're lazy and they don't work out and they overeat. All of those factors still remain. However, nowadays we know that the food, at least in America, is pretty toxic. It's not good for us. It is heavy in calories and lacking in nutrients. So when you see a lot of these people that are fat and obese, factor is they're overeating and they're not working out, but they're eating food that's designed to make you fat. But growing up in the 70s and 80s, we had timer to remind us about snacking and eating healthy and educating us on what to eat and what not to eat and to not overeat. So let me know if you remember this one.
Hi there, time for Timer, your roving reporter. I'm talking to you from inside fantastic factory, your digestive system. You know what we build here? You! Not out of wood or metal, but out of food. You see, you are what you eat, from your head down to your feet. Things like meat and eggs and fish you need to build up muscle tissue. Uh-oh. Hello, appetite control, more protein. We need energy. Playing tennis today, Whoops. All these motors in your body need a lot of fuel to go on, like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, vitamins, and so on. What's left over forms the building blocks you need, indeed, to grow on. Yes, you are what you swallow, so that next time you feel hollow, don't just fill your face with any old kind of treat. This goes for every kid or 6-foot athlete. All you really are is what you eat.
You really are what you eat. So do you remember that? A lot of people remember the hankering for a hunk of cheese and make yourself a little cheese and cracker wagon wheel just to get a little snack before you would have dinner when you got home from school. Again, great video. I think that the problem with today, and I'm not going to go on a little rant, but when we were growing up as kids, going to McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King was a treat. It didn't happen that often because mom cooked at home. And so when we got to go to McDonald's to get a Happy Meal or a little cheeseburger, we were extremely excited about it because it was a treat. Nowadays, fast food is what a lot of people eat every single day because it's super cheap and healthy food isn't. So it's kind of backwards. But I remember seeing this one all the time, and really, really good PSA. I wish we had a lot of these still today being produced for the kids. Of course, now it would be like they'd have to do a PSA on kids putting down their phones because of, I don't know, would you call it electronic pollution, laptop pollution. So anyway, drop a comment below. Let me know if there's one that I missed. If you can think of another mascot that was out there for a PSA, definitely drop a comment below. I'd like to know about it or to refresh my memory on it. And if you've stuck around this long, as always, I appreciate it. Consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, sharing the channel, hitting that bell to be notified of future videos. And with that said, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next video.